How do you grow on Instagram in 2020? Today, we're going to be talking about how you can create followers into friends, into community, into supporting your brand in this video. For you guys who don't know me, I am Shika. I'm a travel lifestyle content creator, mentor, and owner of blogging. On this channel, I talk about all things spirituality, wellness, entrepreneurship, and social media. Welcome back to the Instagram series on how to use social media consciously for the Conscious Social Media course that I just launched. I'm giving you guys a sneak peek of what to expect for all the goods. So the link is down below for a free sneak peek of the course for an hour, free webinar, sign up, as well as the course because limited spots are available and there is no other course that talks about conscious content and how to grow. It has allowed me to grow to over 50,000 people online in such a short amount of time, and I want to help you do the same organically, consciously, and with purpose. So today we're going to be going over how to create that relationship with your audience. Don't just make them follow you because you want them to follow you. Beyond that, like allowing them to follow you because they're ready to support your business, your brand, your content, and your channel. So here is all the things that you need to know in order to do so. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe so you do not miss a video. I do videos 3 times a week for you lovely beings, as well as put on the notification bells. The subscriber of the day is Clippin Quinn. Thank you so much for subscribing, sending you light, love, positivity, and let's get into the video. Number 1, introduce yourself to as many as your followers as possible. Whenever I have a new follower, no matter who they are, I always want to see like, where do they follow me from? Did they follow me from my Instagram? Did they follow me from my podcast? Did they follow me from one of my events? How were they able to find me? This also allows you to make sure that whoever is following you is conscious. Remember, you want to ensure that the people that are following you are actually going to be engaged with your content. You don't want just people following you, hoping for you to follow back or whatever it may be. You still get those people up to 2020 that still do that. And if you are that person, please, no more. Please don't do that because it's just like, it's so 2010. Do not do that, okay? I'm talking about conscious content here. And what I mean by that is making sure that you are creating content and connecting with those people that are going to listen to your content and actually look for you. If they're just looking for another follower or just hoping for you to check out for impressions, that doesn't allow them to be engaging followers, which actually reduces your engagement, which can actually hurt your account. So just make sure that you introduce yourself, like get to know them. It also allows you to know what type of content you should create, because if there's a certain type of content that you notice more people are coming back and finding you for, create more of that, because that is what's helping them connect with you deeper, and that's the content that is allowing them to feel more connected with you in a deeper way, and i.e. increase your followers. Number 2, support their mission. As influencers, as content creators, as people who produce content online for their businesses, it is important to make sure that your customer, your client, your audience, your friends that are going, your followers that are going to turn into friends are actually appreciated. So this is kind of the portion where you change your followers into actual friendships. And this is by, getting involved in the community, going for the underdog, like checking out to see what they're doing. There's so many influencers and content creators out there that actually just like only connect with people because they have so many followers, or they want to connect with them because they have so many subscribers. Let's take away that trend for a bit and really focus on who are the content creators that are actually going to be supportive for one another, right? And also align with your mission. So if your mission is to help heal people through the energetically, if your mission is to, support people with fashion, tips, or whatever it may be, if your mission is to support other mom bloggers, whatever it may be, you need to make sure that you're in there to connect with them. So, share what other projects they're doing, share their content, shout them out. Be part of whatever kind of summits they're doing. Ask them if there's any way you can support with them. Collaborate with them on the same time when they're doing their launch as you. Those are all ways to not only help get the same audience that's going to reach out to you, which I talked about in the other previous series. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the playlist so you can catch up. But make sure that you actually connect with them. This is so important. Just let them know that you're there. Like DM them, support them. If you notice that their story, they just promoted something, respond to the story. Let them know that you're not just here because you're expecting engagement, but you're also willing to give. So this has changed a lot. Like I've seen so many times where I've supported other content creators, and because I supported them in the past, just out of nowhere, they're like, hey, I love this idea. Let me know if you want me to promote it on my channel. So again, just allow us to be collectively collaborating with other conscious, amazing people, because we're all doing the same thing in different ways in the same space, and sometimes for the same people. And we can all serve different people in different ways, and people will connect with you for different reasons too. So there's no problem of supporting other people who are other wellness coaches or other bloggers as well in the same space. But maybe you can give them more value and they can also follow along with you, or maybe they'll connect with you deeper, or your other person that you're supporting as well. So just give them options. Give your audience free tools, freebies, free sessions, free experiences. This is huge. I'm all about giving. Whenever I see my audience, allow them to give. Now, that being said, make sure it's energetically fair. I have seen people give a little too much, me, myself included. When I first started, I was giving so much, I didn't know when to stop giving, if that makes sense. So you need to balance it. That's so important. But if you are someone who is just chasing the money and getting the affiliate links for people to use your link, for you to get your product out there, to get those page views, then eventually people are going to feel that off of you and they're not going to want to check your content. So one of the things that allowed me to grow to over 50K was because I started to ask my audience, hey, how can I show up for you? How can I give you support? I have a lot of videos on here that talk about spirituality, that talk about wellness, that talk about growing your Instagram. I have so much content that I try to produce because I want this space, as well as other spaces, to be a place for people to connect, whether it's at my conference, whether it's in a meetup, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on my Instagram. There are supports for everyone. So create those freebies that relate to people. I actually talk about this in the previous episode as well, how to do right freebies. So many of you guys are not doing the right freebies, and that's why you can't get anyone to download it. So please make sure you go check that out. It is very helpful. I give you some insights that I teach my one-on-one mentees that I wanted to share with you guys. Number 4 is sharing the community accomplishments. This is when you transition from friends, because now you're communicating with them through stories on a regular here and there. You're communicating with them on their feed. You're supporting them. Now you're basically friends on social media. They're not only followers. You might notice that whenever you're sharing your story, that they're the first people that are on top of your list. And you know what that means? You guys are no longer acquaintances. You guys are no longer followers, those random people that you follow on Facebook that you met at a party or a gathering, and you're like, I don't even know I never knew I followed this person, right? So here is when you create community. So start sharing the accomplishments of other people online in your space. So these are your followers. These are the people following you. These are the people that you're inspired to collaborate with. Those are the people that are also in the same spaces and competitors of you. Start allowing it to be more of a freely space where you can give them more value of other resources, but also be excited for them. This puts off the pressure of competition, especially as a business owner or as a brand, and puts in the perspective of I'm here to serve and that's it. You know what I mean? And by doing that, it's all about how that naturally creates a brand, that naturally creates a legacy, which I talk a lot about in the conscious part of how to grow your social media as well. So make sure you do that. This is one of the biggest things that really changed it for me. I started to notice that people would message me saying, hey, I saw you through so-and-so and I'd love to have you on my podcast, or hey, Shika, you really inspire me. So-and-so shared your platform and I really am happy I got to know you. So again, these are some great, amazing ways to connect with people on a deeper level, which is so important. So the last part, now that you've created them into, from followers to friends to community, now you're like, okay, I want to monetize, or I want to do something big. I want to, either create an event, or I want to end up creating a product, or I want to launch something. You know what I mean? So this is where we talk about energetically exchanging something. So your energy of what you're exchanging is going to be validated depending on what you want to give and offer. So I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek of this, of what I'm doing in the course, and give you guys a little bit of a secret here. But what I mean by this part is for you to essentially start creating content and giving them something that feels good to you. Your value of creating content and running all around to take pictures and editing your freebie and all that stuff all of that energy that you've given, if you were to see that as a value, what would that be? That could be for someone to subscribe to your email list if you are going to give them something. That could be for someone to purchase something. That could be for someone to attend to your event. But whatever it is, it has to make sure it makes sense energetically. If you have not given your audience anything for free or value, it doesn't make sense consciously to ask them for something. Do you see what I'm saying? Unless it's a need from their end and they want that energetic exchange. So don't force it on people. This is where I see a lot of people talking at their audience in content to sell something, to get people to get onto their email list. That is not the right way. It was never the right way. We need to make sure that with anything that we've noticed through the best influencers or even content creators, the one thing I can tell you guys why they're able to do this flawlessly is because they just share content. And I don't want to say this in a nonchalant way. They share content that makes sense to their audience, but they also allow themselves to build that relationship and friendship. You know, you don't go right into dessert. You get your little, appetizer, your main course, and then your dessert's the best part because you get a little sweet tooth at the end. You can't just give them dessert right away. They haven't been able to get used to your restaurant. Right? So get them involved with it. And then it also allows you to take the time to really zero down on what your brand's initiative is. What is your purpose for your brand? Why are you showing up for your business? And this is the part where we go back to our first episode of this whole series where we talked about how to create conscious content, but specifically how to grow with engagement, tips, as well as content and all that good stuff. So if you don't know what that is right now, you need to go back and, do the fine printing of that. And even up to now with me being this point in my brand and having so many amazing things happening and so many grateful things and communities that I have, I'm still going back saying, how can I serve people more? What type of different people are coming onto my platform? How could I bring them what they need? You know what I mean? How can I energetically give them something that makes sense to me in my exchange and their exchange as well? So this is important. Create an offer that is irresistible, but also makes sense, and that's how you can really create a next tier and level to your brand. So I hope this really helped you out on how to use social media as a tool, how to use Instagram as a tool, and how to grow on Instagram, whether you have 1,500, 500, or 50 million, 50,000, whatever it is. Really comes down to, at the end of the day, guys, making sure that every single one of your followers that you have here, if there's one thing that you've learned from this whole series, is really understanding why they're following you and wanting to look out for your content and wanting to connect with them. But you need to do your part of the end as well, the end of the stick. You can't just expect them to only communicate with you. So that is it for this series. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, positivity. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe so you do not miss a video. I do videos 3 times a week. Put notification bells so you do not miss a video, as well as down below, sign up for a free webinar on a sneak peek 1 hour on how to use social media consciously as a tool, 3 myths about social media and how to grow on social media. I will give you guys a sneak peek of the course. If you feel like you're ready to consciously create content, link down below to sign up for the course. And I'll talk to you guys really, really soon. See you in the next series. Bye.